So what you got going on here?
So it's been on my mind for the longest time. I would have these ideas of what kind of characters I would want. It kind of stemmed from a question of like, what is your Avengers level team? And instead of using, the basic Marvel characters, I got a little creative and thought, well, what about based off of like cartoons? If I were to build a roster of like a Justice League or Avengers level kind of team just off of, let's say, cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
And the first people I thought of was Nicktoons, because the video game Nicktoons Unite, which come to find out they've had several games after that initial game that came out.
Yeah.
So my thing was, okay, that is a good concept. Let's try to do Nicktoons Unite. Let's try to do something like that. But I think the original group was just 4 people.
Yes, it was only SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, Timmy Turner, Jimmy
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking, like, okay, but if we're gonna do Avengers level, we need some more people. So I immediately went through my head. I'm like, okay, what other characters can be superheroes?
So basically, Nicktoons Avengers.
Pretty much, and even right now, I got my roster already figured out. So not only do I have like Danny Phantom and Jimmy Neutron, Timmy Turner, SpongeBob, but I was like, you know what? Why wasn't Aang on this team?
Right, because he was a prominent Nicktoon back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Aang
then
would be perfect.
and then XJ9 Jenny, she
Yeah.
a fighting robot.
I see you got there down there, my boy LT Gray.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
like those were like the other 3 members. So I'm like, oh, this is like some Unite the Seven kind of vibes right here, and it's classic Nicktoon characters that really could be superheroes. They are superheroes,
Right. But,
I mean,
but I think you're kind of missing one more.
oh, who you think I should add?
Invader Zim.
I thought about it, but there's a reason I didn't include him.
Why?
He leans more towards like a chaotic evil to me. I can't see him working as like an actual superhero of the team. If anything, especially with people like Aang, I could see him clashing with all of them. He's more in the business of, taking over the world. Zim would be more of the villain that they'd have to deal with.
That makes sense.
Like he finally has a plan that is actually so successful, has the potential to be so successful that now everybody got to team up. It's like, okay, we didn't think this day would come, but he actually got a pretty good idea or a pretty good plan.
Yeah, he finally poses a threat.
Yeah, and a real threat too. Nobody can rein him in.
Okay. Now this is a really great roster you got.
Right.
Oh yeah.
This is what we should have gotten back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I did an earlier drawing where I just drew Danny Phantom with Jenny, because that was the one crossover we didn't get, and it's like you got the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, that kind of stuff, and the whole time I'm just going, okay, that's just them, but from what you're showing me, we could have done several crossovers with different characters.
Wow, it looks like a movie poster.
Well, yeah, that's why I kind of want it to be designed as, I don't want it to be just a basic little still image. I want this to look epic. Like, I would want someone to look at this and be like, oh, you got to color this thing. This looks too good.
Yeah, because I'm waiting on that finished product though.
Oh, yeah.
They want my opinion. I say if you're gonna put Invader Zim on him, put him in like the background as like overlooking all of his enemies with an evil grin on his face.
I know we covered a lot of the Nicktoons team.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute I thought of Nicktoons, I thought about Cartoon Network, because back in the day, Nicktoons and Cartoon Network, they're kind of like back to back with each other. They were very, I would say, they were neck and neck. That's the best thing I could put it. Is like, because you had SpongeBob on one end, then you got Ed and Eddie on the other end. You had Jimmy Neutron, but then you also had Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
You had Danny Phantom and My Life as a Teenage Robot, but you also had the Powerpuff Girls and Ben 10. So it's like,
Yeah,
each station kind of had their own. You could make a team off of it.
pretty much. Yeah, because like, especially in Cartoon Network's case, like they had so many iconic characters like the ones you just mentioned.
Oh yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is this time around, I want to go ahead and continue on and make the Cartoon Network version of the team like who I would include. And for this one, I kind of want to do. I know Ben 10 is definitely someone I immediately thought of. I immediately want to include in that. And yeah, I know he's a solo hero. He really could be on his own. But let's say there's a multiversal threat. One that, unfortunately, is going to take more than just him to accomplish and to defeat this villain. So my next best thing would be, okay, well, looks like we're going to need a team for this. So I immediately thought, okay, Ben 10. And then I also thought, okay, well, let's see, if we're doing Avenger style, we're thinking need somebody with brains.
Mm-hmm.
And what I think people need to remember, or maybe I've forgotten, is that Dexter, he's a boy genius. He has all these inventions, but he really spends some of his time as a hero as well. He's saved the day quite a few times. Has his whole mech suit and everything. He's like the Iron Man of the group, and that's kind of how I would picture him.
Yeah. I guess that's an accurate comparison to make.
Yeah. And then this is a bit of a stretch, but I feel like it would fit to kind of put him in the group. Samurai Jack. I kind of see him as kind of like the man out of time kind of character, which that pretty much was his whole thing in the original series. So it's not too out there to give him that. It's not too out there to make him like that Captain America like character. Also, I'm pretty sure he'll have some wisdom to give everybody. I think he'll be a good moral compass for everyone, while also being the kind of person that'll finish the job if need be.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Generator Rex. He crossed over with Ben 10 already. So I was like, well, there's an established relationship already with those two. And it wouldn't take long for them to kind of start hooking up again like old times. Or in that case, I guess, kind of like that one time they met. But I think the biggest thing that will really pull it all together is enlisting the Powerpuff Girls.
Ah, yeah. Like you gotta have the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, because I mean, the idea, especially with this team, is to kind of go like from late 90s to like early 2010s kind of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because we could have easily included like Finn and Jake. We could have included the Crystal Gems and Steven Universe. We could have included a lot of characters, but it's like, well, I think that just says how many characters, how many superhero-like characters we could have used. Well, we're trying to whittle it down to like just basic like superhero 7 members kind of team.
Mm-hmm.
And the Powerpuff Girls would really just, even though again they're a team, I put them in the same case as Ben 10. A lot of these guys can really go solo and could handle a lot of stuff solo, which kind of begs the question or the challenge of like, well, now you got to work with a greater team.
Yeah. And the threat is so big that you can't handle it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And they realize that. That's their purpose for joining with each other.
Yeah. As far as leaders go, I mean, I would probably give they would butt heads actually. Because Dexter is kind of the same as Jimmy Neutron, and I'm just not realizing that the boy genius trope is also they're a boy genius, they're very smart,
Mm-hmm.
but as a result, they're very know-it-all, very pompous. They think
Yeah. Too smart for their own good.
yeah, and as a result, they have a hard time playing well with others because they feel like they should run everything.
Mm-hmm.
While with Blossom, it's like she's a natural leader. She already leads a team.
Mm-hmm.
All these other guys are solo acts. She's the only one with real leadership experience because she does it on a regular daily basis.
Right.
So it makes all the sense in the world for her to lead. But like I said, Dexter's gonna kind of step in and be like, well, who says you gotta be the leader? And of course, flaunt about how smart he is, but what I've learned, especially after rewatching Dexter, is that he's a 10-year-old kid. Well, I don't even know if he is 10, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
Just because he's smart and has all that intelligence does not hide the fact that certain experiences he does not have.
Yeah.
There are certain things that he just does not have the know-how for.
Yeah. And there's also, you got to think about it, maturity. Being smart and being mature are two different things.
Yeah. So he definitely, as smart as he is, there are some things that he does not get right. The boy still believes in cooties. He still thinks cooties
Not
exist.
the cooties.
I'm telling you, there's a whole episode dedicated to it. Because he had to go into his sister's room. And that whole little moment, he was just so afraid of getting cooties. And it's like, seriously, we're still on this. So that's what made me realize, like, as smart as he is, he's still a boy.
Yeah.
And a young boy at that. So there's some things that he does not know. And you can try your best to tell him, but he ain't gonna listen to you. But he's the kind of person that will have good plans, but he'll also have to get humbled quite a few times.
Yeah.
While with someone like Generator Rex or Ben 10, they're more like the whole lone wolf, kind of been there, done that. But also, I think Ben will recognize a little bit faster than Rex would of like, okay, we need to be together. We need to figure this out as a team. But I mean, in the meantime, I think Jack will be the only person kind of sitting around, kind of just watching all this go by. He'll be the quiet person. And like before long, he'll start talking, he'll start saying something profound and get everybody's attention. So that's something that I kind of look at as with all these characters. So if we were to have these two teams battle, because you know the lineup for the Nicktoons characters, and we know the lineup for now the Cartoon Network characters, which team do you think is better?
That's a good question because on the Nickelodeon side, you got, what was it, SpongeBob,
LT Grade,
Danny Phantom,
Aang.
Who else? Jimmy Neutron?
Neutron.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron. Jenny.
I think we said Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
I mean, fighting wise, it's gonna be an entertaining fight with those two teams.
Yeah.
Because if you think the Powerpuff Girls are finna just wipe through everybody, think again, they're not gonna go down that easy. They might be a little too fast for Aang.
Yeah.
But someone like Danny Phantom, first of all, that intangibility would work wonders in this situation.
I mean, the man can walk through walls, so.
Yeah. And then with Ben 10 would probably be the only person that could match him by turning into like Big Chill or something. Then with Jimmy Neutron, he can mess with Generator Rex, so that means Dexter will have to swoop in to help him out. And it'll be genius versus genius, but then you got the magic element with Timmy, because he got the fairies.
Yeah. So he can just easily wish for something, well, as long as it's according to the rules.
Which, this ain't a competition, this is a fight for survival for all they know. Meaning that Timmy's wish can go through.
Yeah.
But I think Cosmo and Wanda would kind of just let them know, like, okay, first of all, this conflict doesn't even need to happen because you're on the same team. You're both teams are trying to do good.
Yeah.
There's no reason for there to be any conflict or any fighting.
So, yeah. Especially if you're going up against a much larger threat. Like, there's no reason for, like, fighting against each other.
Yeah, so that would probably be my next question of, like, if these teams collide, it'll kind of be like a Batman v Superman kind of situation where, yeah, they're kind of butting heads and all that kind of stuff. But then once that is over, what would be the kind of threat that would bring them together? Because it actually makes me think of, like, what was that event? It was Hero Nexus. I think it was an OKKO special. And for the first time in a while, they brought back CN City, brought back all the past Cartoon Network characters. And all I'm thinking is, okay, that not only was it a cool moment, but the threat was big enough to justify even the old cartoons coming back. And even kind of explain what happened to CN City. Because I think there's a whole little issue that happened there. To where whoever the villain was in that story, he made it so that CN City was gone. But like by the end, it got brought back, and I wish they would have played on that some more. Like, well, since it's back, let's bring back CN City. And they just never did anything with that. And I hate that they didn't because they really could have done something special.